Good morning, and let me tell you something that might upset you today. There are 4 foods in your refrigerator right now, foods you bought because you believed they were healthy, that are silently accelerating the aging of your brain, your joints, and your arteries. The worst part is not that they are harmful. The worst part is that somebody told you they were good for you. Today, I am going to tell you what they are and what to replace them with tonight. I am Dr. John Dale, and after more than 30 years in internal medicine and geriatric health, I have sat across from thousands of patients over 60, and the most common thing I hear is this: "But doctor, I thought that was good for me." A major study in the British Medical Journal followed over 105,000 adults for more than 5 years and found that every 10% increase in ultra-processed food consumption was associated with a 14% higher risk of all-cause mortality. Not from smoking, from food marketed as safe. Stay with me until the very end, because number 1 on this list is something nearly every person over 60 has in their kitchen. It is on your toast every morning, and most people have no idea it is one of the most inflammatory substances you can eat. Drop your age in the comments and tell me which food you eat every day that you suspect is not as healthy as you were told. I read every single comment, every one. We are counting down from 4 to 1. Let us get into it. Number 4, diet soda and artificial sweeteners. You switched from regular soda to diet years ago because you were told it was healthier. No sugar, no calories, no problem. I get it. It sounds logical. But here is what the beverage industry is not telling you. Those sweeteners are actively disrupting your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that regulate everything from immunity to mood. When those populations become unbalanced, your body produces more inflammatory markers. That feeds directly into inflammaging, the chronic low-grade inflammation that accelerates decline after 60. A study from the University of Texas followed over 5,000 adults for 9 years and found that daily diet soda drinkers had a 67% greater increase in waist circumference compared to non-drinkers. Think of your gut microbiome like a garden. When you pour artificial chemicals on it every day, you are not feeding the flowers. You are killing the soil. I had a patient, let us call her Dorothy, 68 years old, from Tampa. She drank 3 to 4 diet colas every day for 15 years. She came to me with persistent bloating and sky-high inflammation. We replaced the soda with sparkling water and lemon. Within 8 weeks, her inflammatory markers dropped by 31%. Dorothy told me, "I cannot believe the thing I thought was keeping me healthy was the thing making me sick." The practical takeaway: replace every diet soda with sparkling water, unsweetened herbal tea, or water with fresh citrus. Number 3, processed deli meats, turkey slices, ham, salami, bologna. Staples in millions of households, and one of the most dangerous things you can eat regularly after 60. Here is what your grocery store is not telling you. These meats are preserved with sodium nitrites, which form compounds called nitrosamines in your stomach. Nitrosamines are classified as probable carcinogens, and the sodium content often exceeds 500 milligrams per serving. For aging arteries, that is like throwing gasoline on a fire. A study in the journal Circulation analyzed over 1.2 million participants and found that just 50 grams of processed meat per day, 2 slices of deli turkey, was associated with a 42% higher risk of coronary heart disease. Think of your arteries like flexible tubing. Excess sodium and inflammatory compounds cause those tubes to stiffen and narrow. Processed meat does not just clog the pipes, it hardens them. I had a patient, let us call him Frank, 73 years old, from Cleveland. Frank ate a deli sandwich every day of his adult life. His blood pressure stayed elevated despite medication. When we switched to grilled chicken, canned wild salmon, or eggs, his systolic pressure dropped 16 points in 6 weeks without changing medication. Frank told me, "Nobody told me my sandwich was the enemy." The practical takeaway: replace processed deli meats with freshly cooked chicken, wild-caught salmon, home-roasted turkey, or eggs. And right now, if this channel has ever given you information your doctor forgot to mention, hit subscribe and give this video a like. It helps us reach more people who need it. It costs you nothing. Number 2, flavored yogurt. This one frustrates me because the food industry has convinced older adults that flavored yogurt is a health food. It is not. A single serving of most flavored yogurt contains between 19 and 28 grams of added sugar, as much as a candy bar. When you eat that in the morning, you trigger a massive insulin spike followed by a crash that leaves you fatigued and foggy within 2 hours. Over time, these surges contribute to insulin resistance, the metabolic gateway to type 2 diabetes and cognitive decline. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed 37,000 adults and found that those with the highest added sugar intake had a 38% greater risk of cardiovascular death. Think of insulin like a key that opens the door of your cells to let energy in. Flood the system with sugar day after day, and the locks change. The key stops fitting, and sugar stays in your bloodstream where it damages everything it touches. I had a patient, let us call her Margaret, 71 years old, from Phoenix. Margaret ate strawberry yogurt every morning. Her fasting glucose was 118, pre-diabetic. We replaced it with plain Greek yogurt, blueberries, and ground flaxseed. 10 weeks later, her glucose dropped to 97. Margaret told me, "I had no idea my breakfast was pushing me toward diabetes." The practical takeaway: buy plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Add berries, raw honey, or walnuts. And here is the synergy. Pair that yogurt with 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, and you support muscle protein synthesis, which becomes critical after 60 due to anabolic resistance, when muscles need a higher threshold of protein to trigger repair. And now number 1, the one I have spent years trying to get patients to understand: margarine. And more broadly, industrial seed oils like soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil. For decades, you were told butter was the enemy and margarine was heart healthy. That advice, built on flawed science and food industry marketing, may be the most damaging nutritional recommendation of the last 50 years. These oils are extraordinarily high in omega-6 fatty acids. In the typical American diet, the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio sits at roughly 20 to 1, when it should be 3 to 1. That imbalance shifts your system into a pro-inflammatory state, and inflammation is the root driver of heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, and accelerated aging. A study in the British Medical Journal reanalyzed the Sydney Diet Heart Study involving over 450 men with heart disease and found that those who replaced saturated fat with omega-6 vegetable oils had a 70% higher risk of cardiovascular death. 70%. The heart-healthy oil made them more likely to die. Think of it like this. Your body is a building, and inflammation is a fire inside the walls. Omega-6 oils add fuel every meal. Omega-3s are the suppression system. Flood the building with fuel and strip away suppression, and the fire spreads to every floor. Your joints, your arteries, your brain. I had a patient, Let us call him Walter, 76 years old, from Nashville. Walter used margarine and canola oil for 20 years on a previous doctor's advice. He came to me with joint stiffness, rising triglycerides, and early cognitive changes. We replaced everything with grass-fed butter, olive oil, and avocado oil. Within 12 weeks, his triglycerides dropped 28%. And I will never forget what Walter told me. I spent 20 years poisoning myself because someone in a white coat told me to. The practical takeaway: remove all margarine and seed oils from your kitchen. Extra virgin olive oil for low-heat cooking. Avocado oil for high-heat cooking. Grass-fed butter in moderation. And read every label, because soybean oil is hidden in almost everything. Dressings, crackers, frozen meals. This is not just about 4 foods. This is about reclaiming control over the signals you send your body every day. I have watched patients in their 70s and 80s transform their blood work, their mobility, and their energy with changes like these. Not a pill, not surgery, information applied consistently. Your body is not betraying you. It is responding to the inputs it is receiving. Change the inputs. It is never too late. If this video changed what you will put on your plate tonight, please subscribe, hit that bell, and share this with someone you love. Drop your age in the comments and tell me which of these 4 foods you are going to eliminate first. I read every single comment, every one. Take care of yourselves. I will see you in the next video.